What's up, YouTube fans? Today we're going to take a look at the Transformers Earthrise Optimus Prime. So this figure just came out recently, and I was finally able to get a hold of it at local Target. This is $50 retail, just for your information. Here is the package. You get a nice image of Optimus Prime. There's a lot of nice artwork on these boxes. You do get the little decoder, like back in the day in the G1, and there's a little thing to decode on the box. I'm not going to do that, but just wanted to let you know. Here's the side of the box. Really nice artwork there. I like that. Here's the back, and on the back, you've got some colors that don't match with the actual figure, which is a little bit infuriating. So we'll see more of it, but there are some things that don't quite match with what you see here. That's really it for the box. Nothing on the top or bottom. You also get an instruction manual. The instruction manuals are black and white, but they are very nice and clear. There's lots of steps. They don't skip things, so I think they've done a great job on these instructions. I'm happy with these. It also shows how to use all the different accessories and stuff like that. So that's really it for the packaging. Let's get the figure out and take a look at how good it really is. And here's the figure out of the packaging. It does come in its robot mode, but I wanted to show it in the vehicle mode. And I usually like to go in that direction, but I think I'm going to do in both directions just so you can see. But let's take a quick 360. Here's the front. You do have some really nice translucent glass with the blue metallic behind it. Same for the headlights. On here you've got the stripe and also some translucent glass there. You do get the... Let's separate this for a second. You do get the smokestacks here. You get the vents on the legs. Wheels are a little strange. I wish they had just done all three of these at this color. I don't know why they chose to make it this other bizarre looking color. It actually detracts from the figure quite a bit. I don't know why they chose that. Here's the back. You just get some silver there for the toes. Here's the other side. You do have an Autobot symbol there, which is nice. So that's really it for the cab. Here's the trailer. You have Autobot symbol. This is the swirly gray plastic. That's just the way they've made it here. You get the same wheels that match here with the rear of the cab. If you open this up, you can take a look inside. You've got the trailer, and you can set up the pegs there to hold it up. And you can bring this up like this, and you've got the little guy to work on things. This stand does tend to kind of fall apart. I don't know if there's something to lock it in, but you can get him up here and have him whatever being worked on, or you can just park on top of this trailer. It doesn't quite roll down or roll up, but it's fine. There are a lot of things you can do with the accessories, and that's one of the nice things about this figure is it's got a lot of playability. So you can mount it on here, and it can be a little backpack or a booster or whatever you want it to be. So they do have little things like that. You can store the gun in several ways, so I like to put it like this because it's the most symmetrical. But the way they show it is you fold the gun in half and you store it right here, and then you can put that on the back of the truck. Another feature he has in his vehicle mode is you can take the gun off of the trailer and you can store it in the vehicle mode. Right here there's a peg hole and you can tab it in there, although I don't know why you'd do that if you could put it on the trailer, but you can store it there. You can also put it here and have it just kind of sitting there. You can also open it up and have it actually look like that. So there's a lot of options for display. You could even put it on the side here and have him look like he's shooting. So you got a million different options, and it's really up to you. And for a scale comparison, here is with the Generations RC, and they look pretty good together. Pretty good size overall. I think it's a good fit for Generations figures or Generations line if you have other figures. Obviously it's going to fit and scale well with the rest of the Earthrise line, but I just wanted to show this is probably the only figure I have at this scale, so there you go. All right, now let's get this guy transformed into his robot mode. If you had any weapons or the trailer attached, just remove all that. And we're going to start opening some panels here. So first open up the side panels here. And there should be 3 on each side. There are little tabs to get you a little nail in there to get it open. Okay, now you can rotate the legs down. That's going to give you a little room to work. Rotate the arms out. And just leave them there for now. Unpeg the legs. Open up the feet. And now you can work on the chest. So unpeg this from here. Open this up. And open up this chest. And you're going to get all these panels folded in here. Fold this panel over. Let's get his head out. So open up this panel. Flip the head open. And it might actually be easier to open the head earlier in the process. But now flip the chest down and it should line up like so. And then peg this in. Rotate to the back. Flip these ab pieces in. Rotate this up. Close that on and it should peg in there. And the last thing we're going to do is open up his little arm panels here. Flip out his hands. Flip out this hand. Flip down these panels. And there you have the Earthrise Optimus all transformed up. Let's take a quick 360 of this figure. He does have some interesting paint on him. I love the chest that kind of shines. That looks really good in the robot mode. There's a good design. You got the stripes here. You got the smokestacks that show up in the robot mode. I didn't talk about these, but they do just fold right back into the legs. It just happens naturally, so if it didn't happen naturally, just fold them, push them back in, and they sit there. A little detail on the back, not much. There's a lot of sculpted detail on this guy. He's got some pretty good stuff. He's got a nice Autobot logo there. You can see the eyes. Let's get a close-up on the head. You can see he's got those sort of metallic blue eyes. Really nice look there. They did a good job with the head sculpt and a good job with the face. He's a little bit wide in the face, but overall, nice toy. In terms of the look for an Optimus, I think it's a good job. Alright, let's go over articulation. So the head is on a ball joint. So it goes up and down to there. It does rotate all the way around, and you do get a little bit of side to side. The arms go all the way up to there. You do get a backwards butterfly joint, but nothing forwards. Rotates all the way around. You do get a rotation at the bicep. Single jointed elbow up to there. You get a rotation at the wrist. Single pinned hands. And while we're at it, here's the gun. You can unfold the gun. It pegs in there. And then you can stick that into his hand right here. And there you go. There's his gun. Looks like a pretty good Optimus Prime blaster. Continuing on, you do have waist rotation. It is a little bit hindered by this back piece, but not too bad. It's just a tiny bit in its own way. I wonder if you can get anything more. Yeah, it looks like you can get a lot. You can get them all the way around if you fold it down, but then it looks really stupid. So let's put that back. No ab crunch, although you can fake it with the way the legs are designed. You can fake the ab crunch, so it's not a real ab crunch. It's really just the thighs rotating. They do have the disappearing hip skirts there, so they're not separate hip skirts. They're actually built in. That's like a good way to do it. I like that they're doing it that way. It goes out to there, goes forward all the way to there, goes back to there. It's hindered by this back piece. Rotation at the thigh. Double jointed knee gets you all the way up to there. It's not double jointed. It's just articulates all the way back to there. You get ankle tilt all the way up to there, which is really unique for a figure of this size. I've never really seen one like this do that. You don't get an ankle pivot, but you get plenty of ankle tilt. So that's really it for articulation. Pretty nicely articulated for this size and this class figure. Let's take a look at the trailer. So the trailer, you want to fold that up, open this up, and you can withdraw this shield here, and he can use that shield to defend or whatever. You can kind of peg it into his arm like this. There's lots and lots of peg holes on this guy all over. Another feature is the repair bay mode. You open up the trailer and you can get the robot kind of working on him, so that's another little play feature. One other thing you can do is you can take the gun, fold it in half, and that will store on his back like so. I mean, you can kind of store it whatever way you want, but basically it fits on his back and hides away. I don't know why I'd ever do that. I'm always going to have him with his gun, but there you go. One other feature in the robot mode is the matrix. It's a little tricky to get open. If you kind of put a nail there, you can get it open, and then there is a matrix in there, and that looks pretty nice. Let's get in a little bit closer so you can see that. So there's actually the matrix and the head sculpt. I think you can take this out of there. It's just sort of pegged in there. Pretty nice little matrix. It's got a little jewel in there that's see-through. Pretty impressive that they included that. I don't know. It's just a neat little thing. I don't know why. I guess you got to have the matrix. But the last piece feature is you can remove the repair drone from the trailer, and he's got a peg, and you can peg it on the back here. And this can be used for multiple purposes. You can have it as a jetpack. So you can actually turn this around if you wanted it that way, or you can turn the whole thing around and have it like that. You can also use this as a little, I don't know, weird extra articulated backpack arm thingy. But I prefer to have it just as a jetpack and have these folded up and just leave it like that. And that looks really good. Just an extra feature that they didn't need to include, but they did. So there's that. And for a quick scale comparison, here he is with the Titan Returns top spin, and they look good together. Don't really have a lot of figures in the Generations line, so I just wanted to show you one. And I feel like he's going to fit in really well with the rest of the Earthrise line, but there he is with Titan's Return. All right, now let's get him transformed into his vehicle mode. It's very easy and fun, actually. I like this transformation quite a bit. First, let's get the hands in. So open up these side panels, fold the hands in. Very similar to lots of Transformers these days. Get those, and then fold the arms back and just leave them back for now. We can get the chest opened up here, and that's going to allow us to get this all out of here. Open up, and make sure you tab this in the front. That's going to give you the room to open up all these panels. So open up these panels and just leave them open for now. Right, now fold this back down. Open up this back panel here, rotate that downwards. Now you can rotate to the front. Okay, so push this panel downwards and it should tab in to the bottom here. So you get that nice truck front. Open up this back here, flip his head in, and then close it up. And you can get the abs rotated back, so unpeg these abs here. Then you can get the arms in. And they don't peg in, they just sort of sit on this little peg right there that was used for the abs. So good use of that joint. Fold the feet in, very similar to the G1 toy. And peg the legs together. Fold that downwards. Now we're going to peg all these panels back in. Oh, we forgot one panel. Fold these panels out. And then peg this down. And now you can close everything up. Close both sides. Close these sides. Close those. all the panels are going to close up and form a nice truck mode. And there you have him in his truck mode. Anyway, that's really it for this figure. I do recommend him. I think $50 seems a little bit pricey, but when you consider what you're getting and the level articulation, it's pretty fun. Now, for $50, you can't get a masterpiece or anything like that. So, you know, for the price that you're paying and what you're getting, I think they've really given you something good here. Something really posable and fun. And it's a good toy. I don't know if kids would buy this for $50. I think it's a little bit pricey for that. But for an adult collector that wants to have a bunch of figures of this scale, I think it really is fun. So that's really it for this review. I did ask you guys what you wanted to see, and you all said you wanted to see Earthrise. So this is the beginning of that. I am going to buy a few other figures and show those off. And I'll continue until we get back to third-party figures that are frozen in China right now. So that's really it. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time.